In order to use Skype for Business or to attend training and work with Skype for Business, we want to make sure that it's properly set up on your PC or laptop before we get started. The quickest way to do that is to come into Outlook and move to your calendar to see if we have some options here. So I've opened up Outlook, I've opened my calendar, and you want to take a look at the ribbon, the options in your ribbon across the top here. You'll notice here I have an option that says New Skype Meeting. This means that I do have Skype installed and properly set up on my laptop. So that's a good sign. But there are a couple more steps that we need to perform in order to make sure that you're connected. So bear with me. However, if you don't have this option in your ribbon, what I'm going to tell you to do is go ahead and pause the video now, move on to the next slide in the PowerPoint, and I'll step you through getting Skype for Business set up so that you do see this option in your ribbon. But for everybody else that does have the option in their ribbon, let's go ahead and click on that and see what happens. Okay, when you click on that, depending on how your sign-in is set up, you might go ahead and get the Skype meeting set up right away. In my case, I get this error message, and you might see this as well. It just tells me that Skype for Business is not running. You must be signed in to Skype for Business to work with Skype for Meetings. Do you want to sign in? I'm going to click OK. All right, now in order to sign in, or if your error message is slightly different, what you're going to do is come down here to the Start menu and look and see if you have Skype for Business here. Now, I have Skype for Business here because I've used it recently. It might not show up here for you. If it doesn't, come down here where it says All Programs. Click on All Programs and find Skype for Business in this list. And you can see here is my option for Skype for Business. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, now this is called the client. Skype for Business Basic Client, and this is where you sign in. So first of all, I want you to take a look at the sign-in address and make sure that your sign-in address is correct. It's going to be your first name dot last name at proconics.net. It's not proconixdirect.com like your email address. It needs to be proconics.net. Now, if that's not correct, there's a couple of different ways you can change it. You might be able to just click right in this box and make the change. Now, I clicked on the box, but I'm not able to make the change, so that's not working for me. I do have an option here where I can click on change, and it'll bring me right to the place I'm going to show you in a minute where you can make the change. And that's fine. But depending on how Skype for Business opens up on your PC, you might not have that. So if you don't, you can come over here to the gear, which is our options, and click on personal. And this will allow you to change your sign-in address if you need to. If you had clicked on this change option here back on the client, it would have brought you right here. But here it'll let you change, delete off the direct part and make it proconics.net. So make that change and click on OK. You should have the correct sign-in address here. All right, we're going to come down here and you're going to type in your password. And again, depending on how the client opens, you may have your client may look slightly different from this, but you should definitely have an option for your sign-in address and you should definitely have an option for your password. So okay, my username is set up correctly. I'm going to type in my password. The password is the password that you use to log onto your computer or log into Office 365. That's the password that you'll enter. So you have your username, your password. We'll click on sign in. Now I'm recording this as I do it on my computer screen, and you can see it takes a couple minutes, or probably not a couple minutes, but it takes a little bit of time. I'm getting this message. It said contacting server and signing in. So just be patient and let it go through its thing. Okay, now when your client looks like this, you are logged in and you are connected to Skype for Business. At this point, we're not going to do anything else with this particular window. We will talk about it quite a bit in the training session, but We're not going to do anything with it right now. So you can just go ahead and minimize that. All right, now we're going to come back to our Outlook calendar, and now we're going to see what happens when we click on Skype meeting, new Skype meeting. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, good. And the window opens. Again, just a little bit of a delay. Just let it do its thing. And you'll see now that we have some information automatically populated. First of all, the location automatically shows up here as a Skype meeting. And almost more importantly, in the body of the meeting, you have a link. This is a link that would allow you to join the Skype meeting. Now, you may or may not have the join by phone option that's shown down below here. The join by phone option is if you have an account set up to allow for you to call in via a landline or a cell phone and not use data to listen to a call. Or perhaps you need a number to provide to a client or a customer in order for them to dial in from a landline or a cell phone. In order to have that join by phone option, you need to have an intercall account set up. In order to get an intercall account set up, you need to contact the help desk, contact James or Mitch in IT, and they can set you up with an account. The best bet is to send an email to help.desk@proconixdirect.com and ask them to set you up with an intercall account. Now, again, not everybody needs this. If you're just going to join a meeting and you're going to be connected to the company network, for example, you can get the audio over the internet, you can get your video over the internet, so you don't need the join by phone option. But again, if that's something you're going to need for clients or customers or external situations, then go ahead and contact the help desk to get that set up for yourself. Okay, so now at this point, we know we're logged in, we're connected to Skype, and we know we could create a meeting. And that's all you need to do for training. So at this point, you can just go ahead and close this meeting. You don't need to save your changes. Just click on no. Okay, and you're all set for the training when it comes up. And I will talk to you then.